what do? You've taken that step to start on that mental health care process, and you have an official diagnosis. You're like, all right, officially I am this. Now what? Am I crazy? What do I do?
Yeah. So when you get a mental health diagnosis, I think there's some important factors involved. One is mental health diagnoses were originally formed to kind of discuss between providers, different clinicians, what they're seeing in a client, right? It helped kind of give a set of symptoms so that each person knew where to go with that client or knew that these may be present. It also helped with medications. And so it's kind of a form of communication. I also think it provides some solace to some clients to feel like, oh, I know what this is now. Like, oh, thank goodness. Like, I thought, like, I was just, me, myself, and I were going crazy, and unlike anything anyone had seen before. And that's not the case at all. Right. And so I think there's this sense of, like, okay, all right, that's good. I know what it is now, and I can address it. But for other people, a diagnosis might scream to them and say, oh, there's something messed up with you officially. Right. You're officially sick. And that's not it at all. Like, frankly, if anyone reads just like we all do in our abnormal psych classes in college, they'll see symptoms everybody suffers from. Right. It's almost like a horoscope,
right?
Like
you have depression if you're sad. Well, I was sad this morning when I didn't have any milk, so what's wrong?
Right, and so it's just recognizing that there are differences, and it's important to note those differences for people who are really struggling, or there's a chemical imbalance, and that really needs to get addressed, right? And so that is critical that we address that and we recognize that. So it's not to be done away with altogether. At the same time, from the therapeutic angle, I don't look at diagnoses as a set group of symptoms that are unchangeable. And I'll be honest, I don't ever look at a diagnosis as permanent for life. Right? I think there is so much to be discovered with trauma, with patterns we develop in childhood, with attachment issues that form and look like these things, that oftentimes I see a lot of things shift. Some people, they may have that set of symptoms their whole life. They may have that diagnosis their whole life. That might be what their experience is, and they learn how to cope with that. Other folks, and I support that process as well. If that's kind of how that person works with it and can identify with it, that's great. But I also don't think everybody has to do that. It's somewhat flexible. I just take myself, for example, as I'm unrecognizable from my former self. If somebody met me in my early 20s, they would not have thought I'd be here.
To a certain extent, that's great. If you were the same person now as you were when you were like 6, that would be problematic.
It would be problematic. It would say some serious stuff about me. But at the same time, I think that I had a lot of symptoms present in my early 20s that are not here anymore, but I was definitely informed that they would be with me for life, and they're not.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.